HBCU game day, and we have a very special guest with us today, world boxing champion, Roy Jones Jr. Right here, we are visiting Roy at his gym here in Pensacola, Florida. Roy, how's it going, man?
Going pretty good, Vaughn. Been a long time since I seen you, man. Good to see you again. Good to come by. Good to see you and your family, man. And God has been great. God has been awesome. So it's been a good life for me.
Well, the champ. I first met the champ years ago when he was coming to Tallahassee. He was one of the few boxers that actually came out to his own raps. And we helped him produce some of those over in Tallahassee. And of course, we know he had a record company that did very, very well. And Roy, just starting back with the Olympics, with what happened to you, which people describe as the biggest travesty in the sport of boxing in the Olympics. Did you ever think your career would come full circle after that?
Yeah, I kind of had the idea that it would come full circle because what it was basically God preparing me for a future that I didn't expect. And so when I say that, it's like there's 12 people on that team at the time that could have happened to anybody. But God had already prepared one person to be able to handle that and take that and become stronger. And that was Roy Jones Jr. None of us could see that at the time, including Roy Jones Jr., but that's what the facts were. Yes,
and so you came from the Olympics, started your career, and I happened to be fortunate enough to be there with you all, with the team at the MGM in Las Vegas when you beat James Toney. Let me tell you, that was my first time being in Vegas, first time being at a boxing match. I was with our dog, Alfie, our friend Alfie. I was scared to death, at the boxing ring. I knew you were great, but I knew James Toney was a beast. I say, so my friend is about to step in here with a beast. I obviously was more nervous than you because you came out smoking.
Yeah, well, the problem was it wasn't your fault. You just didn't know. But you didn't know that your friend was really the damn beast and that he was just about to meet a new beast. You understand me? So I understood the fear because you guys really didn't know me at the time. I knew what it was, but nobody else really did.
Yeah. From there, we had great times. See you beat... oh my goodness! In Bally's. Bally's. Who was? You beat that man so bad in Bally's. I was scared for his life. He had come back from surgery. I can't remember who was that we fought. Vinny Pazienza. When you look back at that fight, you tried to get the referee to stop it, and he didn't stop it. So you reluctantly just took him out.
I didn't want to take him out because I was afraid of his neck injury. He had come back from a broken neck, and it's kind of. That's nothing to be playing with. Your neck is, all your nerves to your body go through your neck and your spinal cord. So I was worried about it, but when they said they give my friend Derek Smogana at the time a title fight on the undercard, they knew how to make me not say no. So to look out for my friends, that was the way to my heart, is through my friends. So if I got somebody that I'm dear friends with, then most people know that if you go treat them good, you got it. And that was a real fact.
And Roy, as you progressed, you continued to beat people so bad in your natural division. And I say that with my whole heart. Your natural division was middleweight, super middleweight. But you were beating those people so bad, they say you weren't fighting anybody, but you made them look like nobody. Was that one of your rap lyrics?
That was the song. Y'all got the nerve to say, I ain't fighting nobody, I just make them look like nobody.
Well, that was true, and we witnessed that during your career, and I still, to this day, love the fact that you were born when you were, because I was able to meet you. But I still wonder if you were born in that golden era of those middleweights, if your legacy would have been just as good, or probably even better.
Kind of hard to say it would have been better, because if I was born in that age, you spend so many years battling with those guys that were so good, and there were so many of them at the time, that you never had the opportunity or the chance to facilitate a heavyweight championship fight, because you'd been too busy with that golden era of guys in your own weight division. So if you was that much better than those guys, which I learned a lot from those guys, so I ain't gonna just go be stupid and say, oh, I would've been so much better than those guys. No, those guys, it took those guys to help make me, because I learned their mistakes, I learned what they did well, I learned both sides of what they did, so without them, that would not have been me. So what I'm saying is that if I feel like if I were in that time, they would have had me preoccupied enough that you wouldn't have to go to the heavyweight division, because there were plenty of challenges right around you.
Absolutely. So we're not going to challenge the Lord's will at this time. But one more thing before we move on with Roy. For those who are not familiar, this man played a semi-pro professional basketball game and then boxed that night. So the only person ever to play a basketball game and then go box that night.
The same night and the same day. Nobody did it. I watched Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson go back and forth between baseball and football. I said, if they can do that, why can't I do it with boxing? Let's go make it happen.
Well, HBCU Game Day would like to congratulate the champ, Roy Jones Jr., for being a nominee and to be enshrined into the Boxing Hall of Fame. How does that make you feel about your career?
Man, it's a really great feeling. Thank you guys for the congratulations, and it's a really great feeling. And it's like, God just constantly blesses me with more and more things. I mean, I wanted to be a great fighter, a world champion. I wanted to be great in boxing if I could, and God has really answered all my prayers beyond my belief. So I never dreamed of becoming heavyweight champ. As a matter of fact, I never thought about even fighting as a heavyweight because I know that I was not legitimately a heavyweight. However, now I'm former heavyweight champ of the world. It's just crazy. So having the Hall of Fame piece on top of it just means that you did go out and do as much as you thought you could do and some, or you wouldn't be going in. And it's so crazy because very rarely do you see two guys go in at the same time.
Right.
I'm going in the same time as James Toney.
Oh, really?
James Toney going in the same time.
Oh, man, combatants. And I think y'all defined your era with your battles against each other in the way that you all fought. So that's a great. And so we want to congratulate Roy on his induction into the Boxing Hall of Fame, a great accomplishment that is reserved for the elite in boxing. And so HBCU Game Day, you wonder, why are you interviewing Roy Jones Jr. on HBCU Game Day? First off, you can hear his cheerleader squad outside, his turkeys and his chicken. They're trying to get in the interview, but they're just cheering on the champion here. But why do we have Roy on HBCU Game Day? A couple of reasons. Roy, where's your son in school?
My son's in school at Tuskegee right now. Yep, he's playing point guard, coming off the bench right now. Hopefully next year he'll get the starting job, and hopefully he'll go on and become something great in basketball. He also was raised up with MJ Randolph, who is the player of the year in the conference this year.
Yeah.
In his conference and in the SWAC. And MJ, we had several years of MJ sleeping in my house, Roger sleeping in MJ's house, and these kids are like, both of them kind of like sons to me because me and MJ's dads are real tight. We grew up together as well. So having the fact that seeing MJ go out and become what he's become is a beautiful thing to me because it's strange and ironic, but people say you talk things into existence. I always used to joke to MJ about me being a big point guard. Guess what MJ is now?
A big
Truly a big point guard. You feel me?
Right.
So I joke with him about that for you. If you ask him right now, he'll tell you, say who the first big point guard you knew? He gonna tell you it's gonna be Roy. But I'm really, in reality, in statute, I'm not really a big point guard, but in my mind and my heart, I'm huge.
And that's a great point because MJ told me once before he had one scholarship offer. That was FAMU. He came in as an undersized kid to play forward or two guard, but as a point guard, you're right, he was a big guy, and he developed himself over those years into the dominating force in the SWAC. So it must be something in this Pensacola water with Emmitt Smith and you and
Justin Gatlin.
And all the people who come out of Pensacola. You just get in that moment and make yourself.
You have to, because here's the good thing about it. By somebody doing it once, and I did it in probably one of the most complicated sports ever, which is boxing, so I can't blame nothing on nobody else. You understand me?
Right.
They say if he can do it, why can't we? You understand me? So it's about developing that belief. People say, why you never left Pensacola? Or why you always used to say Pensacola in the house? Because I want everybody to understand that it's not where you from, it's where you at and what you do with what God gave you. So you can be from anywhere. You believe in what God gives you, pray and ask for guidance, you can be anything you want to be.
Well, speaking of MJ, there's some guy that connects both you and MJ as well. Alfy, your longtime friend, brother. Alfy Smith is anybody knows Alfy, he's one of the most lighthearted, but one of the most dedicated and fun-loving people you ever want to meet in your life. And Alfy had a chance to help MJ with his game. Just talk about how Alfie's helped you during your career and been there for you, and possibly the influence he had on MJ.
Well, me and Alfie have had a lot of influence on a lot of people, but it first started out as a two-way street. You know, it's like I saved Alfie from street life, and Alfie helped me enhance my basketball game. Before I went to USBL, I was an okay player, but I didn't really have a good jump shot, dependable. Alfie helped me develop that because Alfie had an enormous jump shot. Alfie had a jump shot better than 90% of players that are not in the NBA. And matter of fact, better than probably 85% of what's in the NBA. Mm-hmm. That's how good Alfie could shoot the ball. It just was a blessing from God. So I used to tell people all the time, you won't bet on Alfie? Oh, yes, I will. Why you bet on Alfie? Because Alfie has a shot from God. It ain't from here. No coach taught him that. God gave him that. You ain't gonna beat God's gift, you understand me? So, and not to mention while we at it, we also have another kid by the name of Elmo, who's at Grambling State. So that's another one we got. He's doing his thing as well. So we got 3 of them that are in
HBCUs?
Yes, right now.
Amazing. So that's why we have Roy Jones on HBCU game day. Besides being the champ, he has a great connection with HBCUs, Grambling, FAMU, and Tuskegee with his own son.
Exactly.
So Roy, thank you so much. Congratulations. And we're going to bring Alfie in here and see what he has to say.
He got a lot to say. He gonna tell you guys that I'm more messier than he is. Do not believe it. He starts all the mess, okay? I was on a happy, healthy boxing career. He came in, helped me out with my jump shot. Now I'm playing basketball and boxing. Now we're going all over the world, killing people in basketball gyms, just dominating basketball gyms. I'm dominating boxing gyms at the same time. It was a crazy thing, but it has been a wonderful ride with Alfie, and I hope that he can give you guys all you want, but to me and his credit, it's like for what we learned and what we accomplished throughout the world, what God blessed us to be able to come together and do, we now have 3 proteges that we can look and say they are our proteges because they grew up kind of under us and we mentored them, and now they're all 3 at HBCUs, and that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, man. All right. The champ, the Hall of Famer, Roy Jones Jr.
About to head in the building.
All right, HBCU game day, and we are here with the man behind the man beside the man. This is Alfy Smith, longtime friend and partner of Roy Jones Jr. Roy, Alfie, how's it going, man?
Good to see you, boy. Good to see you.
Well, Alfie, I've known you for a long, long time. We're not going to talk about how long, but great relationship with you and Roy, and you all are like brothers. For the years I've seen y'all, that's all I can say. I thought y'all were brothers when I first met you.
You know, a lot of people say I look like his dad right now, but but brothers are, man, it's amazing that we can call each other on the phone, and by how we say hello, we know it's something bothering the other one. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's that deep.
Wow. Well, you know, people could only wish to have the opportunity to be in the right hand of a world champion, a Hall of Famer now. Just talk about how exciting it was for you to watch his career go and blossom and help him along the way.
Well, at the moment during the fights, I was so caught up in the fight, and now that, you know, he retired, and I look back at some of the stuff on Facebook, he getting in the Hall of Fame, and I look back and say, man, I was there. Mm-hmm. 'Cause I'm in a lot of clips I don't even know, but I know him as Roy, not the boxer. I know him as a friend.
Right.
But it's a great moment to be there at the time when he was fighting, coming out that tunnel from Madison Square Garden, and your friends calling you, want your hat you got on, your T-shirt. Before you get to the hotel, they want all of that. And one of the biggest moments was when Roy was getting ready to fight James Toney. Me and him was in his suite in the big bathroom. He put on this outfit. He was kicking his leg when he got ready to fight. And he said, "Big, I'm gonna hit him with this all night. I'm gonna hit him." So that's the first time I realized I was really with Roy Jones. So I called somebody out the living room, man, take a picture of this moment. That's when it really hit me that I was really with him.
That same fight at the MGM Grand was when I realized the magnitude of Roy Jones Jr. Because in that same suite you talking about at the after party, first comes in Queen Latifah, and then some little dude come in bopping behind her. You remember who that was? Tupac. He was shorter than I thought he was.
Me and Roy actually got a chance to hang out with Tupac. He gave me his phone number. He signed it, TPOC, and said, "Man, you and Roy, call me when y'all come to Vegas, man, we can hang out." And I put it in my phone book under there, and somebody stole the book, don't even know they got his signature.
Wow.
He was real cool. Yeah.
But Alfie, you know, as Roy did make that history that day by playing basketball and doing a boxing match, he says you were a big part of that, helping him with his basketball game.
Man, I felt so good that he did that because a lot of people don't know, me and Roy used to be in the gym by ourselves at the boxing gym doing dribbling drill, Magic Johnson drill, Isaiah drills, then we work on the Michael Jordan fadeaway. And I just told him one time, and this is in my book that I got coming out on me and Roy Jones, he would change his shot up. 1 week he's shooting like this, 1 week, I said, Roy, don't you change your damn shot no more. You're gonna shoot like this for now. And he become a hell of a basketball player. And I thought people were just letting him get to the hole and that because he was Roy Jones Jr. Until I got on the opposite team. He actually was that quick.
No, I saw him. He was playing some of the semi-pro games in Tallahassee. Remember, he played on the team.
He played with some people that going to make the NBA. Roy became a hell of a basketball player.
Yeah. So Alfie, so you got a book out. So what is your book about? What would Alfy Smith, the right-hand man of Roy Jones, have to write a book about?
Okay, it's about trade-off. It's about I'm showing Roy basketball, he's showing me boxing, and both of us come successful. But it's about trade-off in life. It ain't just about basketball and boxing. It's about, like, if you go to the store and you steal something or you're drunk driving and kill somebody, you trading that crime for your freedom. So it's about trade-off in life. It's an excellent read, and it's about trade-off by kids. Like, I made a mistake in college and I got a second chance and I took advantage of it. And then the career that you think you're gonna have, God may lead you somewhere else. Who thought I was gonna be one of the best trainers in the world? Probably, like Roy said, in the top 2 in hand mitts in boxing history, and that's a lot. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. So
yeah, you had to have some hand mitts for that speed that Roy was coming.
You got to be there. And then me and Roy do everything realistically. One dude filmed us in Biloxi, showed Roy the video of us working out. Everything we thought was on the beat. Said, dude, y'all, we could have put that out. We can go, he can get in that ring right now and do mitts with me and you. I swear to God, we've been working out the whole week.
Well, it's definitely a natural talent that we had not seen before. You know, for a person to be able to go through all those weight classes just because he was beating the competition up so bad. And that was, to me, it's bittersweet for me. I know Roy says that it gave him the opportunity to be a heavyweight champion that he never thought. But I still think, and he had a great career, so I don't know what could have changed and what could have been better.
The era you talking about, it's a fighter was in that era, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearn, Roberto Duran. One of them fighters, I can't say on record, said that Roy Jones would have beat all of them. He said he'll say it off record, but he won't say it on record.
Wow.
Out of one of the ones I just named.
Wow.
He said Roy Jones would have beat all of them.
Well, that's just amazing.
And I do believe it.
Well, I knew he was a special athlete. As I go back to that fearing for my life, even though I wasn't in the ring, just scared for him, feared for his life.
I used to be like
at
that.
The MG. Oh man, it was terrifying that night he fought James Toney in the MGM Grand, and then the next morning we go to breakfast and I say, "Where's Roy?" And you say he's down there running on the strip.
Running the next day after the fight.
Amazing guy. So Alfie, when is the book coming out?
Well, I'm trying to have it for the market in June, so I'm trying to get Shaquille O'Neal to come to the first book signing. But I'm going to try to have promotional copies April the 25th for the late great my wife Felicia Catrice Smith that you got a chance to meet.
Yes,
that was a diehard, and you definitely get a personal signed copy.
Okay.
And I want to do a book signing in Tallahassee as well, because I'm gonna be all over the world. I got Holyfield lined up for a book signing. Faison Love, Big Worm from Friday. My dog, Ronnie DeVoe.
I met a lot of these
people. I
people.
thought I was a new addition. I'm still a new addition member.
I met a lot of these people hanging around you all at the boxing matches because they would always come to the boxing match. So, Alfie, as we are HBCU game day and turning back to HBCUs, you know MJ Randolph as well and helped develop him. Just talk about MJ coming up.
MJ, I seen MJ when he was in the Little League, coming up in high school. So I was working with him on his jump shot, and I gave him illustration of the old phone booth. You remember the old phone booth you go put the dime in? Mm-hmm. And I said, MJ, imagine you're in an old phone booth in the top out. How would you have to shoot to get out that phone booth? You had to shoot up and over. So he said up and over. So his free throws, I changed the way he put both feet together, three dribbles up and over. I coached him his senior year for high school all-star games, but I coached him in a tournament at one of the city leagues, him, Elmo, and Roy J. And they put a 6'10" kid on MJ because they thought MJ was a center. Time MJ, I said, MJ, get the ball and kill him, because I know they were going to put him on you. MJ daddy called me tonight. He said, man, he was talking to his mama, Coach Al, everything they say, he is. Mama, he told me to kill this player. That's what I want. Then after the All-Star game, him and Elmo was coming out the locker room. MJ looked at Elmo and said, man, all us should have played our senior year together and played for Coach Al. That's more than money.
Well, and MJ, as we know, the 2021-2022 SWAC Player of the Year at FAMU, first year in the SWAC for FAMU, and MJ led the league in scoring, as well as led the Rattlers to a great opening season winning record in the SWAC. So we're really proud of MJ Randolph. So MJ, this special is Roy Jones Jr., Alfy Smith, talking about you. Congratulations on your accomplishment. And this is HBCU Game Day coming live from Pensacola with the author, Alfy Smith. Book coming out soon. What's the title again?
Trade-off.
Trade-off.
On the cover is me giving Roy basketball, he giving me a mitt.
And you can follow that information on HBCU Game Day. And of course, earlier we had the champ, the new boxing Hall of Famer, Roy Jones Jr.
Y'all, it's game day. When the band is what you hearing, everybody here is cheering. All your worries disappearing, y'all, it's game day. Whether televised or streaming live in person while you're screaming, no more waiting, no more dreaming, y'all, it's game day. When the band is what you